To win the World Championships, you win $25,000 US.
Holy fuck. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Pokemon cards are back. Well, they never really left, and the trading card game is actually bigger than ever. There are countless professional championships every single year, and this year we're following Henry Brand, who's the reigning world champion. We're here for his final hurdle before the Worlds in London, the Oceania Regionals.
My name's Henry, and I'm the current Pokemon TCG World Champion.
How did you get into playing Pokemon competitively?
I got into Pokemon as a concept when I was about, I think, 4 years old. I just couldn't put them down, and that's why I learned to read so early. I think I was about 13, and there was an EB Games in the city that used to run some of these tournaments. In 2019, I took it a little bit more seriously. I played a big tournament here in Oceania. There were about 400 people. I came top 8, and I actually managed to win the next regional championships, and it kind of snowballed on from there. Yeah, I ended in the World Championships.
Were you surprised to win the World Championships?
Going into the tournament, I always had the confidence that I could. The level I was at, I felt very comfortable with. I'd been doing very well in tournaments for a long time, but it's a card game and you can be just as good as anyone else in the room, but it needs to be your day. I played as best as I could have, and no doubt in myself, just had to have a good day. There's a big tournament coming up this weekend in Melbourne. It's the Melbourne Regional Championships. It's actually the final major event for the season here in Australia, and I think you guys want to have a bit of a look at what goes on.
What's at stake for you tomorrow?
Obviously, there's fairly large prizes on the line. In terms of the tournament circuit, when you play tournaments, you obviously qualify for Worlds by gaining circuit points, like championship points we call them. I'm very set for those, and so I don't need to worry about that. So those kind of things that normally would be on the line aren't. But at this stage, and the achievements that I guess I've had, it's all pride, right?
Could you explain how the trading card gameplay actually works?
So you have 60 cards in a deck. At the start of each game, you draw 7 cards. If you have a basic Pokemon, you have to put it face down in your active position. You must always have a basic Pokemon in the active, just as in the video games, you must have a Pokemon that you're using to battle. And then you have a bench, which functions as up to 5 Pokemon, which functions as your backup team in the video game. Once that's done, you take 6 cards from the top of your deck, you place them in your prize cards. Every time you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon by reducing their HP to 0, which you do using your attacks, you then take one of your prize cards. And once you've taken all 6 of them, you win the game just as if you've knocked out 6 Pokemon in a video game.
So this is a bingo sheet. A while ago, a group of friends and I basically thought, why don't we have our own little bingo for a tournament? Kind of about funny things that would happen. So if you win the event, or if someone complains about a certain aspect of the game, or just things that we'd been joking about for a while, eventually became this. And so they will hand them out to people at the event. And you have things like, someone says, if I had one more turn. And so it's a little kind of thing that won't happen at overseas tournaments, but it's like an Australian thing.
Good morning. It's really great to see everyone here. This is our biggest regionals back since all of the shutdowns. Today is going to be a very big day. In the Masters division, we have 195 players, which means we'll be having 8 Swiss rounds with a top cut to 8. There will be no lunch break, so check that off your bingo list. TCG players, welcome to the first round. You have 50 minutes. You may begin.
I played chess when I was a kid, and it's the same thing. The turn-based and the way you plan out your games. So like in chess, you'll try and plan several moves ahead. Pokemon, the same thing. You always get random cards, right? So it is a card game. There's an element of chance in it. And that element of, I guess, probabilistic strategy is quite rewarding, although sometimes also very unrewarding at the same time. And I think that's what makes it a little bit more interesting.
Good luck, Stan. Thank you too. If I take the slip up, it usually means I've won. 3-0-1. You?
2-2.
Who are the kind of people that play competitive Pokemon?
Yeah, I mean, it's an eclectic bunch. There's people of all ages, of all walks of life. You're just going to see a whole lot of people that like Pokemon and like strategy games.
Are you planning to win today?
No, just here to have fun, just here to have a good time. This is my first time, so I'm a little bit scared.
The atmosphere is good, the vibes are good.
I got paired out of like 200 other people with one of my really good mates, and it just hurts because one of us has to win, one has to lose, and it's right at the start too.
And you were the one that won?
Yeah, so I mean, at least I got that, but it felt bad to win.
I more enjoy seeing the people, because I like the people here, that's why I come back.
Are you nervous to play?
And I don't really need to be nervous.
You know what you're doing?
Yeah.
TCG players, you have 50 minutes. Your time starts now.
You guys getting paid for this?
No, we don't get paid for this.
Really?
We're volunteers.
I need to pee really bad. Just hold in the whole game. We usually don't offer time extensions for toilet breaks, but we'll do one for this case. So I'll carry on. Be quick.
I was going to make a piece of pants otherwise.
A lot of the judges here, we've been playing the game for many years, and we need to not only how to play the game, but how to rectify mistakes in the game as well.
So you should have 3 cards instead of 2. The problem is the starting penalty for drawing extra cards is a double prize penalty, and unfortunately the way we can't recreate like a randomized hand.
Did you have a spot of drama just then?
My opponent did get a penalty, and that made me win the game. I was probably going to win anyway, but to win as a result of that always feels a little bit uncomfortable. Now, if I win in top 8...
Thank you everyone who has stuck around for 8 rounds. You have 50 minutes in your round. Your time starts now. Good luck, everyone.
Good job, Luke. Fantastic game. So I'm 6 wins and 2 ties, so we're all done in day 1. I'll be back tomorrow for day 2.
How do you think you'll perform today?
Hopefully all right. As a little bit tired, concerned a tiny bit about how I'll be able to concentrate. The matchup I've got is ever so slightly favoured for me.
We were just looking at the leaderboard. Who are you playing in the first round?
So I'm playing Christian Hasvani.
I've actually played Henry a few times before. It's always been pretty even games. I've won against him a few times, he's won against me.
It's not to a point where I'm like super confident, but I'm also not confident, I guess, so we'll see. And unfortunately, I lost.
Over Henry Brand, obviously the world champion at the moment, so Christian, a big win there.
At the end of the day, it is a card game. But to go a bit further, all the players are good. No matter how well you play, you need to get a little bit lucky. You need to have a good day. Wasn't quite that today, so a little bit defeating.
I just beat Henry Brand, world champion in top 8, and I just secured my travel awards to the world championships by beating him. I really can't wait.
You just won these?
Yeah, so I won 18 packs, which is pretty on the low side for tournament winnings.
Do you sell them?
If I don't need them and they're worth a bit of money, yeah. Otherwise, I usually just give them to people who need them.
How important was this event to you?
In terms of the actual circuit, not that important. And I've already got a free trip back to Worlds. So really, this was just for the prizes today and obviously a little bit of glory. So it could be worse.
Your ego will recover.
Hopefully.
So that's it. The regionals are done. That's the last competition till Worlds later on this year. I still don't know how to play Pokemon, but after this experience, hanging out with this community, I kind of want to learn.